Our focus has been very much around producing a system that allows true innovation in financial products, right? So when you think about the products that we buy today, they are the same as our parents bought and our grandparents bought, right? A loan is a loan. Economically, it yields exactly the same behaviors as 20 years ago, as 50 years ago. Ditto mortgages, ditto current accounts, ditto most types of savings accounts, etc. The odd person gets a nice tax wrapper around something, and it means something. It yields benefit for them, but it doesn't necessarily sort of actually move things forward at a mass scale. And that was one of our key sort of observations of actually, if we're going to build a system, let's build a system that allows us to like really produce, or gives our clients the ability to produce truly differentiated products. And those are things we're trying to solve in a really focused way. Most of the rest of what we do is around being able to service those sorts of products in the context of being able to set them up easily, being able to distribute them without any friction, being able to onboard customers onto them with the fewest clicks possible. We onboard for our first client with their really high volume lending business, between issuing a quote, which is executable, and the customer being onboarded with real cash money in their own bank account for a loan, that can be done in 15 minutes. And that happens dozens and dozens of times a day. I was speaking to someone recently on a similar topic, and the word cadence was used, and it's that sort of rhythm that you work at as a smaller company or as a younger company, where you can move reasonably fast. You can change your ways of working, right? So you can adopt a methodology which you think is the best one then and there, and you can then drop it the next week because there's a better idea. And everyone agrees that that's the way to work, right? And when you're a more established organization, you have entrenched culture, and you also have lots of people sort of enforcing the culture, enforcing the way of working. And that's not a bad thing, but it just means you've got lots of different gears that are being hit between the two companies. And once you get past the point of saying, okay, let's work together, because if there's enough will at an executive level, you can work together, absolutely. You then get into this position of, we just don't know how to work together, right? Cultural mindset absolutely is a big thing, and it translates the way of working. It translates to conduct in and out of the office. It translates to actually what people I guess believe is possible in a short period of time. Like you can have people who've worked in the same job for maybe 10, 15, 20 years, and because of that, they don't have any perspective of just how fast or how easy it is to do stuff using new technologies or new sort of methods, and they just kind of everything sort of gets overcooked for that. And I think those are definite challenges. I think the other thing is around the fact that if you are a small business with a great idea and a great product that is genuinely scalable, but you are locked in with the one sort of institutional client or institutional sort of incubating sort of company, you might get completely dragged into the agenda of that company. So you might be pulled into a position where everything you have to do is being done for the sake of the process you're going through with these guys, rather than the thing that's right and the thing that's best for your for your product and for it achieving its scale. And there's kind of it's kind of a fine balance, because you wouldn't be where you are without these guys sort of lending you their brand and their facilities and their cash and all the rest of it. But it's not necessarily the right application of your product or the right use of your product when actually you're only hitting sort of 10% of the arc, and there's a lot more you could be doing. And that's challenging, right? And that's where actually, external investment is better, where you can sort of, in some cases, is better, where you can then just be left to your own devices.